What's up, fam? Just checking in because look at this, guys. We are moving again. 3 years I'm supposed to be here. This is the second time we're moving. All I gotta say, Maryland, I don't know what it is, but horrible landlords, at least from my experience. And just this whole area in general. I know there's like a lot of landlord corruption that goes on out here, but moving again. Because this is exhausting with everything else I already got going on at work and just everything going on in the world. Just everything just compiled. I'm fucking tired, dude, but we'll give you a rundown, just try to explain how crazy this story. It's been like since like Christmas, we've just been dealing with this, and it's only mid-March now, and we're getting out of here. Got a couple more days. Tomorrow's Monday, and then Tuesday we'll be in our new house in DC. So getting out of Maryland, moving into DC, and we'll break down the craziness and just throw it in the video. I'll let Jasmine do that. She's really got all the details and dates and all that memorized for all this crazy nonsense we've been dealing with. But we'll see you, I don't know, in a couple days, and we'll go from there. And on top of all this, just so happens that all this is going down, the dates worked out. We're moving right now, and Sunday right now is Nakai's 10th birthday. Couldn't have a huge birthday party and all this crap because of our shitty landlord, but we're doing what we can. To Golden Corral because he wanted to eat at the buffet, and we're just gonna watch a movie and stuff later. See what we can do to maybe make up for it. But he's got a lot of money and stuff people sent him, so we'll do what we can. It just is what it is with the circumstances. It's really unfortunate. Makes me a little bit sad, but yeah. Anyways, see you soon. What is up? I know it's been, well, you don't know. I know. It's been more than a few days. It's been about a week or so. But I'm exhausted from moving. I'm exhausted from work. I'm in a course right now all week. I'm prepping for going out of town next week for about a week for work. And I'm just tired, man. To put it simply, I'm just tired. But I should have a lull in the business after next week. I should have a little bit of downtime, but it's just been hell. It's just like life has been throwing everything it can throw at me since Christmas time, man. But we're in our new house, and I'm gonna just give you a quick tour. I'm not gonna show you where I live, obviously. I'm not gonna show you my address and all that, because why would I do that? But I'm gonna show you the house, man. Check it out. Walk in, you got the initially, you come to the front door, you got the staircase, boom. Alright, turn to the left. Oh, got that nice little skateboard on the wall, going to the living room. Oh, nice little vibe going on in here. Got the little, this is all Jasmine's interior design, with all our books and all of our knickknacks. Alright, lights on a little bit. Living room, come on in here. We're gonna get a new couch cover and replace that old couch cover. But got the pictures on the wall. Got this new picture. Pretty nice, man. We don't need a kitchen table because look what we got. We got that right there, man. Got a little setup right there. Got the TV, got the chill hot playing. Boom. Got the kitchen. Let's go in the kitchen. Nice big old kitchen. Got the whole view. Ina chilling. Dinner cooking. Let's see the outside. I'll show you the outside real quick. We ain't got nothing set up out here just yet, but I got a cool little fenced in backyard. Let's go check out the kids' room. Almost forgot. We got a garage again. Check the garage out. Boom, baby. And the house got all these little sunroofs. Let's a lot of natural light in. Got the laundry room. And we bought these. We bought these new washer and dryer. This thing. That thing almost gave me a heart attack. It took all my strength. I weigh 160 pounds. that thing probably weighs, I don't know, I'm exaggerating, but maybe 500 pounds. That was ridiculous to bring upstairs. Now we got Tristan's room. Spaced out. All space. Kai's room. Is this your favorite room?
Yes. It's my favorite room.
Rate it 1 out of 10. Rate it out of 10.
10.
10 out of 10. Best room ever. Oh yeah, here's another sunroof right here. And the kitchen, man, got all the natural light. Anyways, that's the dad tour of the house. Anyways, as promised, I'm gonna get Jasmine to get on the camera and explain all the mess we had to go through with this last landlord, and so get a little backstory of why we even had to move into this house, man. Crazy. Third time moving in 2 years, bro. Just imagine that.
So you're probably wondering, how did we end up here? It's kind of it's a pretty long story. We spent from January until like the end of March dealing with a lot of issues with our previous landlord that ultimately led us to move out of the house and into base housing for the duration of Donovan being stationed here where we are. So basically what happened is we were on Christmas break. We get back from we went to my mom's house for Christmas leave, and we get back, and like a few days go by. I think it was like January 6th, our power shuts off. So we tried flipping the breaker, tried to get it turned back on, like it wouldn't budge. So I called the landlord. She gets people to come out to the house, schedules that for the electricians to come out to inspect to see what's going on. So they're looking at the inside of the breaker box, and they're like, this wiring is straight trash, it's not up to code, like we don't know who did this, but this is like unacceptable, it has to be rewired, like a heavy up needs to be done. The Pepco, like the electric company came out and they checked out the meter box that was on the outside of the house, and it was arcing, so they had to turn the power off because it was a fire hazard. Like they couldn't leave the power on. They said it was like a danger to like our home, like where we're staying, and then our neighbors and stuff, and everybody who was like connected to that power line. So they turned the power off, and then they said that the landlord had 12 days to make repairs to it, and that once the repairs were made, they after like inspection and stuff was done, they would come back out and fix it. So the electric company assured us like, oh, we can fix it in like 2 days, you'll have power, you'll be fine. So we knew the landlord like already had to pay the money to get the fixes done for the heavy up, which was like expensive. So we were like, okay, 2 days, that's nothing, we'll just stay in the house and just suck it up, like even though it was getting cold, like it was getting cold by this time, the weather. We were like, we'll just suck it up 2 days, no big deal. So 2 days goes by, and then it's Friday, and the electric company that did the heavy up, the electricians, they were trying to get Pepco to come out and do like reconnect, and they were like, no, we can't do that, you guys have to have an inspection done. Until the inspection is done, like we're not gonna reconnect anything. So they get the schedule for the inspection, and we call the electric company, they call the electric company back, and then the electric company's like, well, we can't have, it has to be approved by the engineering department for us to come back out because it was a fire hazard, it's a safety hazard. So you got the inspection, so now we have to have it approved before we can like come back out to reconnect service, and we don't have anybody to do anything until Monday. So it's like this time when they have all this stuff, so like we have to stay in the house for like I think 4 more days, and then they had to come back out, the electricians had to come back out on Monday and still do some work. So they couldn't get anybody out till Monday, and we didn't have like a definite timeline of Monday of when they were going to like reconnect or anything. We just knew Monday. So we couldn't stay in the house for the rest of those days. So it was getting cold. And you know, the kids and the dog and stuff like that. So we had to relocate to a hotel. So we're looking for hotels, find a hotel. Our landlord gives us money towards the hotel. We still ended up having to like pay some money out of pocket. But the landlord like assured us like when everything was said and done, she was like, let me know the cost of like what it's going to be for your groceries and stuff, and I'll reimburse you, you know, I'll give you the money back for the groceries or whatnot. So I was like, okay, cool. So Monday comes, we get back in the house. Obviously I had to throw all the groceries out that we did have in the refrigerator and the freezer because the power was out for 6 days. So I messaged the landlord after I went to the grocery store because I had to restock the fridge because there was nothing in there. So I had to get the stuff for the fridge. I ended up spending like $400 something at the commissary, and I hit her up and like let her know, hey, this is how much it costs, here's the receipts, this is what I bought, like an itemized list of everything that I, you know, replaced, so she could see that it was just exclusively refrigerator and freezer items. And she was like, no, I already helped get your hotel, and you know that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just like, dude, we were out of our house for 6 days with no power. We couldn't get the electrician to turn on. We've been through all of this stuff. We had to relocate to a hotel that was like 20 minutes away. Mind you, Donovan had to go out of town, so I was like left with the kids, like dealing with the kids and the dog at a hotel, strange area. I don't know the area, you know, like just all of this unnecessary stuff. And she promised that she would reimburse us, and the electricians that did the heavy up took money off of the bill. They gave her a $300 credit off of her bill for what it initially cost because they thought they were going to have the power turned back on within like two days, like a few days, and they didn't. And because they told us that, they felt bad, so they like gave her like a $300 off credit so she could help reimburse us. So she like didn't reimburse us anything. She like took their credit and like was just off her bill and was just like, no, I'm not going to reimburse you. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take you to small claims court. Like, I don't want to be arguing back and forth with you over like the reimbursement for the groceries and you know, rent abatement for the 6 days that we were without electricity. So anyway, a few days like go by and the house isn't heating up. So I reached back out to her and I'm like, hey, the house isn't heating back up now that the power's back on. Like we cannot get the house to heat back up. The heat isn't working. So she's like, I'm not fixing anything. Like you feel free to get like your own HVAC inspection if that's what you want to do. But due to you opening litigation against me, like I'm not fixing anything. Like basically just telling us like, I don't care. I ain't fixing anything. If there's a problem, you fix it. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, okay, well now by this time it's like the 13th or something. So it's like the temperature's it's dropping. And it's like in my son's room, his it's like 50 in the 50s, like in his room. And we're turning the air on, the heater on, and the heater like it would turn on for a few minutes, then turn off for a few minutes, then turn on for a few minutes, then turn off for a few minutes. So like we dealt like but it was like producing no heat. Like it would not heat up the house. So we're using like these little heaters to heat. And she's like, oh, you know, you said that you were using the heater, so it makes sense for you to keep using that. That's probably safer than you using the stove, because like we had a gas stove, so I would just open up the stove and let the stove heat it up a little bit too to like help out inside of the house. So she's still just like not refusing to fix it. So I open up to take her to court. So I filed that claim to take her to court. And in the meantime of doing that, the power shuts off. So I'm like, hey, you know, we had the heavy up and stuff, but the power, the break, it's like the power's shutting off. Like, I don't know what's going on. So she's like, oh, well, it shouldn't be doing that. Let's get the, you know, electricians to come back out and, you know, fix it or take a look or, you know, see what's going on. So the electrician's scheduled, come back out to look. She's like, she's saying like, you know, paid all this money, like it shouldn't be tripping, whatever, it should be fixed or whatnot. So they get back out there and they're like, hey, this is an old house. We did the heavy up. We rewired the breaker box. but it's not for the entire, like the house. So the electrician goes around and he was like showing me, he's plugging in this little reader. It's like a plug you plug into the wall and it tells you if it's like, you know, if the outlets are grounded, if they're not grounded, if they're open neutral, open ground. It like just tells you what's going on. So he's already like assessed this on his first visit of doing the heavy up on January 6th when he came out the first time, and has advised the landlord like, hey, you have several open ground and open neutral outlets in the house that need to be fixed. So the landlord's like, not fixing it, not hearing anything, whatever. So he was just like, I'm not gonna keep telling her. I already told her, like we told her again, she's not gonna, you know, fix it. There's nothing wrong with the heavy up we did. The power kept flipping and it flipped where the microwave was. So it kept flipping off the microwave. So we finally had to message her because the microwave completely went out. Like it was flipping so much, I guess it just like burnt it. I don't really know what happened, but the microwave completely stopped working. So I'm like, hey, you know, landlord, the microwave's not working. She's like, well, if you broke the microwave, you need to replace it. And I'm like, dude, I didn't break the microwave. The electricians that came out said that it was initially on a 10, like a lower amp breaker, and that it couldn't support the microwave. Like the microwave needed to be like on a 20 amp or something like that. And she didn't want to, you know, make the repairs or whatever for that. So they ended up telling her that, like, hey, that's the problem. She buys a new microwave, sends the new microwave out, has that repaired, but it's still tripping because now we find out that it's just like this house just it's an old house, has a boatload of issue, old wiring, but the old wiring isn't matching the new heavy up done with the electrical panel. So the wiring needs to be redone. It's basically like 2-prong wiring instead of 3-prong wiring. It needs to be updated to match the house, you know what I mean? Or you can't use like plugs that have any grounding metal pieces on it, like on the plug-in part. You can't like use the 3 part because it just doesn't match. It's like really confusing. So they pretty much tell her like, hey, you're gonna have to run a new wire, like a new amp from the microwave that is strictly on by itself to the breaker box, and let it just be on its own thing. Like that'll prevent it from continuing to trip off there. So have that fixed. Mind you, she still hasn't fixed the heater. Sorry, like it literally so much stuff going on, like I can barely even keep up with it. So she still hasn't even fixed like the HVAC issues, like the heater and stuff like that. Finally, I break down because like I'm sick of dealing with it. I feel like horrible. My son is in the room and he's like cold. Like I think what really like got me was like I went in there in his room one day and he's just like sitting beside the vent at the bottom, like you know, cold. And I'm like, you know, dang, like I hate that. So I go ahead and I hired, well, I didn't hire, I called the same company that did the heavy up. They had an HVAC department. So it was the people that she had hired. So I called them, I'm like, hey, my landlord doesn't want to pay for the inspection, but she told me that I can pay for the inspection. Can you guys come out and see what's wrong with the HVAC because the house isn't heating? So they come out, you know, schedule the appointment, come out and look, and they're like, there's like a lot going on. The limit switches, you know, flipping off, like the thermostat is too close to the vent, like it's short cycling because it's a 19-year-old system, like it needs to be replaced. It's just old. Like the stuff is just old. So they tell her what needs to be fixed, and she's just like, doesn't want to pay the money. And she's like, well, can't you just show them how to go in and just clean it? Like, can't they just clean it with some Lysol wipes or whatever? And the HVAC technician is like, no, they can't just do that. This is a gas furnace. Like, you don't want them like messing with it and then cleaning it with Lysol wipes with chemicals and stuff around all that stuff. And we don't know. Like, I wouldn't even done that anyway, because then if she tried to say like we're already having issues with her, then she tried to say like we broke it or something like that. Like, no, I'm not. No. So she does like some Band-Aid fixes, and the HVAC technicians, they pretty much said like this isn't gonna fix it. Like this isn't gonna be sufficient enough for you to have heat in the house. So you're gonna still have to like run your stuff 24/7, and it's still gonna short cycle because it needs to be redone. Like a new system needs to be put in, and this one doesn't need to be serviced anymore. So his recommendation was like, after his visit, he recommended that nobody should do any more service on that because it's just too old of a system that needs to be replaced. It's out of date, and it's just pretty much a waste of time. So she didn't want to fix that or do whatever. So we go to court. We have our court. We're like going back and forth about that. She comes out to attend the court or whatever. So she like wants to come by the house. So she ends up coming by the house. I show her all the stuff that's going on. And what happened with the court was I ended up voluntarily dismissing the case to give her more time to make repairs because she told the judge that she would make repairs. So I was like, okay, like, you're gonna make repairs, you said that, it's on the record, all right, I'm gonna give you, more time to make repairs. If you don't make repairs, I was advised that I could like reopen it and go back to court if she didn't like make the repairs or whatever. Plus, where we're living, they have their own municipality there. It's not like actually with the county, it's like the town that we were living in. So they have their own like inspection unit and stuff. So they came out to the house and was like, no, I need to fix this, whatever. So it's just like a big disaster of that. So like time is going by, and she's not fixing the stuff. And we're in below freezing temperatures, like freezing outside, getting slammed with snow. Like we're in Maryland, so we're getting slammed with snow. It's freezing cold outside. I'm trying to use the heaters. The heat, like, it keeps tripping the breakers, like, because the wiring is not matched up with, like, the break. Like, it's just a disaster. So I, like, messaged her, like, several times, and she's like, no, I'm not, like, she's not hearing anything I'm saying. So I finally messaged her again and, like, hey, you still haven't made repairs to the HVAC system. So I need to know, like, a timeline of what you want to do to the system. And she basically was like, let's pick a move out date. Let's just go ahead and pick a move out date. And she's already had said this to us like several different times. So finally I'm just like, all right, we'll pick a move out date. Like I'm tired of going back and forth with you. I don't want to keep taking you to court. Like we'll just pick a move out date to move out. Like I was like, I can't give you like an exact move out date because where we're moving to is military base housing. That's where we're going to be relocating to if we move. Because I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this continuously here. Like I've already dealt with enough with like renting here. So I'd just rather go to the base housing. So we worked out and was like, okay, let me get with base housing, see what they offer, see if they have anything available. Luckily they did. They had something that was available. So it was in the end of March 24th was like a move-in date that we could have available to move in. So we like let her know like, hey, this is like, we can move in on March 24th and we can move out of here. And this is like a month in advance. Like we're letting her know like a month in advance. And she's like, no, you're only letting me know 30 days in advance for moving out. And I don't want to rent, have 6 days left on lease or whatever for you renting the house. So you guys have to pay the full month of March. So I'm so tired of arguing with her. I'm just like, all right, cool. We'll like pay the full month of March. Like whatever. I don't care. So we ended up like still going back and forth with her just over a little bit of stuff, like back and forth. And finally like we packed her stuff, able to move out, did our inspection. We're kind of like waiting back and forth for her to send our like, deposit back. Like I don't think she was holding our deposit in the right way because I asked her for like, hey, how are you holding there's ways for you to like hold deposit. It's supposed to be held in a like escrow bearing account. And she was giving me like weird information, like the interest that she had gave me that was supposed to have gained was wrong. So it's just like, I don't think it's in the account. She told me that she had it in a personal savings account, like a personal 360 saving account. So I'm just like, you need to give me proof. Like, I don't think you're holding it wrong. She's like, no, I'm not holding it wrong. Like, it's not commingled, whatever. So I'm just like done arguing with her at this point. We're just continuously going back and forth. And then we move out and she's like, I'm like, you know, well, right before we move out, she like hires a realtor to like do some rental stuff. And she hits me up and she's like, hey, I have this realtor. They're going to be scheduling and calling you to like schedule walkthroughs or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. I really didn't want to do that, but because I was just done dealing with her, like, dude, just wait till we move out. But I was tired of just going back and forth with her. So I talked to the realtor and he was just like asking me when I was going to move out. He was doing our walkthrough, our move out inspection. And mind you, when we moved into the house, there was no move-in inspection. There was no sheet. There was nothing, like no condition of how the house was left or nothing. Like just she had left the house before we had even arrived. We never even had like real keys to the house. We had keyless entry to get in the house. She left us a code. So, and we changed the code obviously, but that's how we, you know, entered the house and stuff, was through the code. And we didn't think it was like bad because when we met, we thought it was going to be like, it seemed like a good fit until we started having issues. So I talked to the realtor guy who's doing the inspection, whatever. We scheduled the inspection, but I'm like, well, I'm paying the full month of March. I mean, like, if I'm paying the full month of March, then I should probably just like stay until the end of March and then do our inspection at the end of March. Like, that just makes more sense. So I let her know, I'm like, should we just schedule the inspection for the 30th of March instead of the 24th? And she's like, no, if you do keep the inspection as scheduled, I'll return your deposit, you know, when you know, if everything goes good or whatnot. So I was like, okay, she's gonna return our deposit and I'll be done with her, like, once we do the inspection. Because she was like, if you do everything turns out the day you do your walkthrough and good, I'll send you your deposit back. So that comes, inspection goes great. Like, goes good. The guy was like, there's nothing wrong with it. Everything's great. So I'm like, hey, everything's great. He said, everything's great. When you're going to turn her deposit back? And she's like, beating around the bush. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. And I was like, dude, you know, like, back and forth with her about, like, the deposit. And I'm like, it's not even the end of March, and you're already doing an open house for the house. And we've paid rent for the month of March, and you haven't even given us our deposit back for us to cut ties and move on or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, if you guys want to move back in until the end of March, like, I can work something out. Obviously, that was a sarcastic statement. She really didn't mean that because I was like, okay, yeah, we'll move back in. Give me the code to the house, and I'll wait till the 30th or whatnot. You know, if you want to be petty, I'll be petty too, I guess. And she ended up not wanting to do that, and like, it was silly anyway. But she was like, I'll return your deposit on the 31st by the end of you know, the day, by the, you know, before midnight or whatever. So she's pretty much like, don't message me again, don't talk to me again, like, I won't talk to you, like, that's what it is. So we're just not messaging each other. And when the 31st comes, she sends our deposit back, and I block her on everything. So we never have to talk to her again. We're out of that situation. It was a traumatizing situation. I probably didn't go in to all of the details as I should have, because, like, going through this, I was explaining this to family. Me and Donovan were going through it. The kids were, like, dealing with it. I was keeping other, you know, family members updated. My mom, my brothers, you know, my sister, like, everybody who's asking questions, my cousin. So I'm, like, keeping everybody updated about it. So that probably is why, like, this seems kind of like rushed, because, like, I'm just exhausted with that situation. And I am so thankful that we were able to secure this place and move to this place. And I wish we would have did it when we first moved here, because I love the setup of this place. I feel comfortable here. I feel happier here. I did not feel like the last place. I just could not feel like when I walked into the door like I was at home. Like, I could not find that feeling living there. And here, even though it's just been a short amount of time, like, I'm happy to get up and clean up and move around and be more involved and proactive and do the things that I need to do. And I feel content in my space. And I wanted to continue to be that way. I want my kids to continue to be happy. They're extremely happy. Like, life, I think, is gonna turn up from here. The kids are signed up, like, at the youth center here, so they're, like, making friends and going to basketball courts and they're riding their new bikes around. So it's just like, I feel like I'm in a safe space. I don't have to deal with a landlord that doesn't know the laws, that doesn't know what the heck they're doing. The best advice that I could give, and Donovan's out doing the run right now, but I'm pretty sure he'd probably say the same thing, is know your state's laws. Know the rental laws for where you live and advocate for yourself, protect yourself. Don't let these uneducated landlords or slumlords, because that's what I think she was. She was a complete slumlord. Don't let them take advantage of you and you feel like you're just stuck in a situation that you can't get out of. Because, like, I don't care. Even if we had to move and not schedule, like, I would have ended up leaving because, like, the house was just unsafe. We had the heavy up done, power breaker still flipping. Their electricians are telling her, like, you need to fix this, like, you need to do this, and she's just like, nah, you know, I want to fix what I want to fix, you know. And they're like, it's a hazard, dude. Like, this is not safe. And even, you know, the county, they called me, and they were like, pretty much, the lady from there, she was like, hey, if I were you, I would just move out. Like, I would just leave, move out. So obviously that's what we did, and probably the best decision for the best. So we have a year left here. Luckily, when we move here, we don't have to move ourselves. We'll have military movers move us, so that's a plus. But moving into here, like, moving out, like, oh my God, I hate moving. I don't want to do another, like, move ourselves move. Like, that is it's traumatizing. It's so much. But then it took us like took me about a week to, like, set everything up here, and I'm happy with where we're at right now. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. That was our drama for the beginning of the year until now. And you know what's crazy is we've been moved out since March 24th, and she put the house up for rent on March 24th, and now we're all the way in the middle, or past the middle of April, and she still hasn't rented the house out. So I guess karma's truly a bitch, you know. So that's something to keep in mind too. You do wrong things to people, it comes back to you. But yeah, that's what's up. This is our new humble abode. I don't know if Donovan's gonna come back on here and say anything to you. He thought it was a good idea that I kind of explain all of the drama that we went through, because I was the one pretty much dealing with it. He was, like, busy with a lot of things at work. That's usually how it goes with him. But yeah, so that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I gotta get ready to take the kids to the youth center. They want to go hang out with their friends. I guess we'll check you later. I don't know what we're gonna have in store. I know summer's coming up, so I'm excited for that. I kind of wish we could just have a beach day. I want to do a beach day this weekend, but that's not gonna work out. But yeah, see you on the next one.